I've been called lots of stuff. Yeah, I've done a lot of deed. I've had it rough and tough. You know I've smoked a lot of weed. Mellow, don't you know? Well, I've learned a thing or two. Like when and where I should go to, what I should or shouldn't do. I've been left alone, no company, but that's alright with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. I'd like to let it grow, you know I'm talking about my beard. I'll have you all know that I know sometimes it might look weird. But I got a friend upstairs whom I'll keep confiding in. I know he's there 'cause when I knock he always lets me in. Brings me peace with what it is and what is not for me. To accept what I see, they're looking back at me as big and ugly. Big and ugly. I could have been small and cute and play a flute like a dream, or sing like an angel, maybe play ukulele. But I got to work with my hands and keep dragging it along. Banging on that old guitar, sometimes I'll write a song. I lose a few friends, so it seems I got no enemies. What you get is what you see, that's how it is with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. Big and ugly.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Ugga. I'm your host Josh Denny. With me as always, Mr. Venerable. Why is that playing again?
First of all,
damn it!
First of all,
Carl's Battaglia, everybody.
you made it sound like I had a disease. What does venerable mean?
Venerable. I think it's a complimentary.
I don't
thing
think
to
so.
say. You don't
make
think
sound
so?
like a motherfucker that drinks vinegar.
All right. This was an exciting day today. We found out this table lifts up.
That was amazing. I feel so much more comfortable.
Yes, because we're not.
I'm not leaning,
and we don't have to work as hard to hide these tits. And by we, I mostly mean me, but somewhat you as well. And I've been meaning to talk to you about it. Dude, I
flip over to show these things. Let him get a glimpse of these warlocks.
Yeah. You went black.
I went black.
Smart move.
I went black.
Real
That's
smart
what you do.
move.
But look, it's it's like man chest,
and then
like,
yeah,
you're like, why?
Yeah, no, because God hates us. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean,
God loves me.
Yeah, God. Okay, well, McDonald's isn't too fond of us.
McDonald's loves me too.
Yeah, dude. By the way,
cleared your fucking sickness.
We were talking about it. Did clear the food poisoning. We were talking on the way over about relationship arguments because you live next door to us and you can hear when we're having one. But she said something the other night that was so out of pocket. She goes, you haven't traveled abroad, but McDonald's everywhere else is better than America. And I said, you might have to get the fuck out of this house right now.
No, hold on now.
Okay. And before you talk, I want to say, tread lightly on what's about to come out of your mouth.
I'm going to say a couple of things.
I said it can't be better than what it tastes like now.
Okay, can I go?
Yeah. It's a free show, free country.
It is.
It's better in other countries.
Yeah.
Well, and go on.
Because
I'm uncultured swine. Explain it to me.
we have too much fucking
Homos in our meat.
now government bullshit in our stuff.
Yeah.
And they're basically like, I don't know. It's hard to explain in a way that, all right, Canada, for example, right? They're big about their beef.
Mm-hmm.
That's their thing. You can't insult them. So when I had a quarter pounder or a Big Mac in Canada.
Oh, that's right. When you played for the CFL.
It was noticeably better.
Uh-huh.
And I go, what the fuck is the deal?
And that wasn't just because they make you smoke weed on CFL teams all day.
No, they don't.
Hey, nigga, smoke this. You gonna tackle real hard.
No, they like I like cocaine in the CFL.
Yeah. Right. That's what the C stands for. Nice.
They actually.
Hey, buddy, I just want to tell you something. We're real excited to have you up here play a little football for us.
Sorry, yeah.
A couple things, okay? Don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but we don't drug test.
Actually, it was better than that.
Yeah.
When we had the first ever team meeting coming back from they have a players association rep, right? Who like the team captain that we had was like the player association rep.
Yeah.
Team, and then they for the team, and then they have somebody from the CFLPA came and they were like, all right, after the team meeting, they were like, all right, all the coaches leave. We have to have a PA meeting and stuff. And like, so all the coaches leave and shit. We're in there. And they go, there's been a lot of talk. The first thing they talk about in my first ever CFLPA meeting was the fact that there's been a lot of chatter about how, cocaine is off of a banned substance list, but things like Molly or all those, they're not on the banned substance list. So we went ahead and took cocaine off the banned list. So instead of being like, we went ahead and made those changes too, Molly and them are now banned.
They were like, we opened up the cocaine too.
They're like, we went ahead and took dude, without missing a beat.
By the way, football on MDMA would be really fun. But Coach, I think I want to fuck the other team. And I'm like, what? You're like, yeah.
No, it's not a fun drug for that.
No.
The without missing a beat though, as soon as so we went ahead and took cocaine off the ban list.
Yeah.
Without missing a beat. This D tackle went, woo! Thank God. Like it was the best comedic timing possible.
Yeah.
It's like we went ahead and took cocaine off the ban list. Dude was like, woo!
And everyone's like,
yeah.
Everyone's like
dying, bro.
Everyone's like that dude's about
shit.
to get 30 sacks this season.
Dude, as soon as they did that, I was like, where am I?
Right.
Where am I?
Oh, you're up north, hey.
That was fucking crazy. As far as the drugs go, but motherfuckers is on drugs. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I've been sick for 2 weeks. Probably COVID for the 7th time. I mean, if we're being honest, it was probably COVID.
Fauci had it 3 times. And he's been boosted 6. So
yeah, so he's actually still ahead of me. No, and I said this, like, one of the symptoms I get every time is like it starts with real sore legs. And the first day I was sick, I was like puking and shit. So I thought we had ate like contaminated food or something. And then like I laid in the bed and my legs were just fucking sore as fuck. And I was like, maybe it's just because I'm dehydrated from all the puking and shitting. And then I've been sick for 14 fucking days after that. So I'm like, no, it was COVID. It was definitely COVID again. And it's not that bad this time because the flu-like symptoms have been very tame. But I haven't been sick for like I think it was 2.5 years. Like, it's so funny because Romero called me the other day and he was like, man, you're always sick. And I go, Nick, I've been sick in 2 years. I think you think of I'm always fat, which presents the idea that I'm generally unhealthy. And that is true.
I feel like your girl's always
sick. She is. Yeah. More than me.
What is that?
Just like general shittiness. Like she doesn't eat.
All these bitches, can I say, all these bitches are sick all the time. They're sickly hoes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that way for a lot of different reasons for other women than it is for her. Like a lot of the women in LA will just fucking like drink for 4 days straight and have one salad over for. They don't eat. They don't feed themselves. Like people,
they're malnourished.
She wonders, like she'll be out with girlfriends. She's like, we make the same money. We work together. How the fuck are you spending $400 at the bar? And they're like, you know, and I have to explain it to her. I go, oh, honey, that their parents pay their rent, so they don't pay any bills.
But they also don't eat food.
And they don't eat food. Like you spend $100 a week on food.
But even if they
don't.
Even if they eat food, they're not buying it.
No, yeah. I mean, and
I think I want dinner tonight.
Yeah, I'll just let the semi-retarded guy who's been trying to fuck me, you know, try.
They don't even. They literally like will get anybody to go.
I wanna,
dudes and shit.
I want to make a movie. Remember the movie Day Without a Mexican? I want to make there's an independent film called Day Without a Mexican.
Damn, that sounds like Mein Kampf.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But it was basically like, you know, it was basically trying to show whites that like we don't do any of our own manual labor. So we would go, the country would collapse on itself without Mexicans.
Sure.
Like we didn't fix that problem the first time. We didn't show up to America and be like, none of these horse riding Mexicans will do any work. Get those ships, send them. Guys, I got 2 boats. I'll be back in 600 days, and this problem will be all solved. If you could have these fucking Arrow Mexicans dead by these prairie niggers dead by the time I get back, we'll have all this sorted, right?
Guess what?
Yeah.
They didn't work out either.
Yeah. Well, but they did.
So then they had to get a new class.
Yeah. Again.
To build the railroad.
Chinese. Yeah.
And they're like, these guys are efficient.
Listen, we've given everyone an opportunity to build this country, and you just keep fucking it up. So, yeah, but yeah, she'll look around at these other girls. I'm like, I don't understand how they drink and they don't eat. And I was like, yeah, they don't eat. If they do, someone else is paying for it. And then there's like, you know, they're horribly malnourished. Like the other thing that women are completely unaware of is aging. Like, especially,
no, they're aware of
no. Well, I don't mean physically. They're hyper aware of that. Like they'll be like,
that's all they're aware
bags. Of. Yes, but I go, you know, there's insides to all that too that are also deteriorating as you get older. And they're they have no idea about how internal organs work or what. Like the fact that there are female doctors blows my fucking mind. Because sometimes I want to sit down and I go, what do you really know?
They're usually homely though. The good ones are homely.
Yeah, and mannish bull dykes, right?
Yeah.
They look like
Indian.
They look like they look like dude. My doctor up the street, my GP, who I pay cash to see because she's not on any of the you got to have like expensive insurance, like the fucking $800 a month Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever to see her, or I could just pay her $70 cash every time I go in. I do that. Indian woman, fucking might as well be a dude. She's good. Yeah. She's good.
They're also borderline autistic with how they how they deliver news or how they say about. Well, that is because the body is fat.
Yeah,
and because when your body is fat and producing, 100%. When your body is fat and producing fatness, sometimes you have other issues where that will arise from your body being fat.
When I had a prostate infection, she goes, "There's really only 2 ways you can get this:
sex all the time,
in the asshole,
in the butt."
Listen, I understand Hollywood, everybody do.
Big fat with big fat dump that come out of your big.
But you hold it, and you don't go.
Let me ask you something. Have you been taking shit?
No,
you have not.
I fly cross country and I hold it the whole way.
So you don't make shit.
Not as much as I should.
So when you make shit, you hold shit in.
Yes,
it's not. It is a problem. Yeah, because you're making. You ever build a house with brick?
No.
Okay, when you build a house with brick,
the bricks are made of shit
and mud.
Okay,
and they take.
Is it mud or is it shit? Where you're from?
Not for the shit.
Okay,
not shit. Not yet. You wait for shit.
You finish with the shit?
No, you wait for shit in an analogy. This is an analogy, okay, buddy?
I'm waiting.
You build a house with the brick, okay? And it needs a mud and the brick, it get on top, okay? Inside your stomach, your body being so fat, your body think, they say, this is what they think. They think, your body think, he tried to build a house inside here.
Yes.
And you start laying brick on top of this. What you need is to break up the brick so all the mud can come out.
Okay.
That's what you need. So you know how you do that? Number 1, stop being fat.
Okay. I'll try.
Number 1.
On that.
Okay. Number 2. Number 2, probably, ghee?
Butter? Yeah. Dude,
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You
but
have honey butter chicken in work.
the funniest part about that is we were watching. So when you're sick, you watch like ridiculous TV. We're watching Love is Blind UK. It's like one of these reality shows on Netflix. And you know, in the UK, they have no cuisine. So everyone who like gets food is always eating Indian food. And you know how we feel about Indian food. It's pretty much consistent with what you just described in terms of building a house. Eating Indian food is breaking up the shit brick in your stomach. But one of the things that the show loves is when there's like an interracial couple, and so it's like a nerdy tall white guy meeting like his black girlfriend's parents
that he heard through the wall.
Yeah,
this is that show.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, is it too soon for me to like hold hands with the family?" And I go, "What if he touched their hands?" and went, "Oh." You know what I mean? And I was like,
and they do.
And I go, and she go, and I go, "Is that the chicken or the black person hand grease?" And then I go, "Oh my God, like, are their hands greasy because of the chicken, or is the chicken greasy because of their hands?"
Well,
and without missing a beat, she goes, "Yeah, it's like what came first, the chicken or the nig?" And I was like, "Okay, this is
why you guys are
this
together.
Is why we're together. After
Yeah.
Even with all the fights and the bickering or whatever, like this is why we're together."
Why are you guys fighting?
What came from? I mean, we don't have how much time do we want to do a show today for?
Well, you just it was elevated over there.
Yeah,
I heard some noises.
Yeah,
it wasn't. I don't mean to carry on.
Clarify. No one got up.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely a sit down.
It was a sit down. They all are. Yeah.
So you guys be sitting down?
Yeah. Sometimes next to each other.
I feel like in arguments,
sometimes go in the other room and I'll yell from the living room.
I sit so I'm not towering over them.
You have to, or else they'll go. Have you ever been in an argument with a woman? Like I had an ex where
standing all the time.
No, yeah, but where I raised my voice to her and she goes, and then later she goes, "You really scared me."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Imagine if I fucking put my hands on you." Like, no, I don't say that, but
you think
you think you're scared. Yeah. It actually is more insulting to be like, "Oh, my voice scared you," as if it can't be way worse than this.
No, I've had that conversation.
Yeah,
a couple times.
Yeah, where it's like,
where they go, "You like scared me," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
that was the point."
Yeah,
right. Good.
Yeah. Good.
No, but because in a way you want to like you go feel bad, but then you're like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna get my point out."
No.
And make this bitch change her behavior. If I'm just like looks like I'm just towering over her, yelling at her for being a piece of shit.
Yeah, because then you just look like you're bully. You could be 100% right, and you're still gonna look like a bully.
So I have to sit down and explain why she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to sit Indian style like a child in kindergarten on the floor.
I'm not a Indian style guy.
You just lay on your belly with your hands like this and your feet behind your head, and you're just like,
those are like,
"Can we fight?"
Those aren't. Those aren't poses I can get into.
Okay, yeah.
Indian style is out of it. Yeah. I could do a one leg cross.
Okay, the Jordan Peterson.
I could do like a butterfly sit together.
So you had a thought about something, did you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, neither of us could do Jordan Peterson. Anyway,
I could if I
applied
tried.
Yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to try.
Yeah,
because then that leads down the road of what? Jordan Peterson Day. Dress up like this man and go talking about psychiatry. Bullshit.
Okay.
Welcome back to Want to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah. I switched the camera.
What was that?
I took a heartburn pill before the show.
I thought you were gonna cough.
No.
Or sneeze.
No, it was a
and then you burped.
Full-blown burp.
You're like,
yeah. Although I will say, I did have the theory, and I posed this to the audience. Was like, I bet the diarrhea and the vomiting will go away if I just eat McDonald's, and it did. Immediate stomach problem went away immediately.
People need to know McDonald's is a cure-all for the Aussies. Will tell you if we have any Australians in the audience in the chat. Aussies will tell you they only eat McDonald's when they're like hungover, and shit. And they swear it cures hangover. Like they're not hungover and shit the next day. Like when you're fucked up, you eat McDonald's. They call it Maccers in Australia.
Yeah.
But that's what you fucking eat.
Yeah.
You eat fucking Maccas.
Listen,
you get fucking Maccas.
This is like we say
about
what
it is.
You give it a go. You do your best. Yeah, I never.
That's all you can ask for.
You know what's funny is when I'm friends with Sydney Watson, who's Australian, and one time I was like, we were talking about the show Love on the Spectrum because the original one was all in Australia.
Yeah.
And I go like, there's a general uselessness to the Australian father that is hilarious to me. And she goes, what do you mean? And I was like,
once you explain that they just speak in idioms.
But I'm explaining it to her over DM. And I don't think it landed. So she was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I was just like, no, it's funny.
Okay.
Your men are useless. So that's why you're here now.
Yeah.
Living in America is because your fathers are pussies and useless. And that's why the government was able to just steamroll your entire civilization.
They're a penal colony, right?
Yes.
So like after that, the generations after that were like, I don't want to be associated with my ancestors that are criminals, so I'm going to go out of my way
to be a faggot.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was
the government says they need our guns, so they know what's best.
Better give it to them.
Give it to them. Trust them fully, completely. Obviously, they are our elected leaders.
Hi, mate. They know what the fuck they're doing. Right?
Yeah.
Who do you trust more?
Yeah, the average blow.
Fucking me or fucking them? Fucking I trust fucking them.
Yeah.
Right? I don't trust me.
Yeah.
Fuck. And you're like, that's why, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking why.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a fucking minute. You can't make those fucking Aborigines get in their fucking tents and fucking jack him full of
By the
jab.
way, welcome to the Jim Jeffries podcast, everybody. This is exactly what it sounds like. By the way, those are all his political takes, by the way. Who knows better, them or me? Government, yeah.
Government. You and you Americans with your fucking guns.
Yeah. It's speaking of gun grabbing, you've been on a tear this week with
gays.
Wait, what does that have to do with? I was gonna say Kamala.
What did I say?
The Aboriginal gun grabber.
Oh yeah. Well, did you see what she's supposed to implement today?
One of my favorite things, by the way, about being sick, and also like before I was sick, I was kind of in this post big project honeymoon phase, if you will, where it was like all this work went into the special, put the special out, and then I was like, I'm not doing nothing for a month. And then right when I was like, I'm ready to get back out there, sick. Yeah. So I was like, but I've pretty much just been like sitting back, lurking on social media, reading people's shit, like just let me catch up with everybody. Let me see what everybody's got going on in their lives. And it is terrifying. The kind like the perspective on the world that so many people that I know have, where I'm like, did somebody shoot you in the head and you barely survived, but you're still typing statuses,
dude? These
on
people
social
are crazy,
media.
Dude. First of all, within that time span, right? They tried to murder a former president. The sitting president was missing for like 6 days.
Yeah.
It came out with what we all agreed. Even Nancy Pelosi came out, was like, I don't think that didn't sound like Joe Biden in that letter.
Yeah.
And stuff, right? So then they have this fake letter that was posted on X, nowhere else, right? Then they switched over all the delegates and shit, to make sure that all the delegates go to Kamala. They switched all the funding and shit, and it was like she got $81 million. They love that number, 81 million. They got $81 million.
You mean?
No, $81 million in donations.
Oh, yeah.
On Act Blue the first day.
One for every fake vote Joe Biden got.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Wait a minute. They love that number. 81 million votes, $81 million is a record, the most ever. They did this all within like a week. And it's the week before that, they's like, damn, what if Biden dies? Then this bitch will be president? Was literally everyone. Everyone on the left.
Panic.
Now, within a 10-day span, they've managed to convince the left that she's the best candidate for the job.
Now,
and she's brilliant.
I don't care about what they say or whatever else, because I want to know. This shows us. I want to know, why do you think they 180'd on her and have thrown all their support behind her?
Because they always were planning it.
And why her? That you think that's why they picked her as VP?
Because she's agreeable and
controllable.
Yeah, easily. She has no morals, right?
Yeah, or talent, or intelligence.
But even if she had talent, right? She could, I don't know. Maybe she's an incredible dick sucker. Even that regard, like, I'll say that she slept her way to her career time, and they go, so what? Plenty of people do that. I go, yeah, but she's a politician.
Yeah, they're not they don't become leader of the free world.
And they go, yeah, but. And then they always do a whataboutism to Trump. It's like, Trump fucked a whole bunch of chicks. And you go, yeah, for the 40 years he was a celebrity.
Yeah.
I go, or he had divorces too, right? That are public. He's had many
high profile marriages.
Right? And it's like, oh, he's having sex with porn stars and stuff. I go, okay.
Yeah.
But the porn star thing, like the porn star thing did not make his career. Right. She had an affair with Willie Brown, who was very high up in the political spectrum, in which her running for Senate, her DA campaign, everything that she's done in her career was elevated from those things. Yeah. And like, to act like somebody who, they know that if you can fuck your way up, that's what Congress is. We always hear this shit. It's just sex parties. It's just all this. And then they blackmail people. So like, these motherfuckers go and have sex with a dude, and they're like, you're married in Kansas and you're a fucking Republican. What if your constituents found out that you were at a fucking gay sex party? Mm-hmm. And then they dangle that over the dude's head, right? Good choice of words.
Sounds like a pretty good party.
Yeah. But that's how they get them.
Yeah.
And it's just something simple like that these motherfuckers can't not do something to compromise themselves. So you have a bunch of people who've gotten there by already being in compromising situations, and that was their career.
Yeah.
Her career was that. So what could they dangle over her? Anything. They can just be like, do what we say or else. Okay. Like, she has no policy because she can't even keep a sentence. She hasn't done an interview since they've announced this selection. No, she hasn't primaried against anybody. Nobody's picked her for anything. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, so if this is the establishment, and I saw something really cowardice the other day.
Just the one?
Yeah, I saw on Theo Vaughn's podcast, he had Bernie Sanders.
I watched it, but I'm interested to see what you say about this.
And Bernie said, he was like, how does that work? They basically told you to fucking drop out, or he was like, well, the establishment come in and who they want, and they'd be like, I think it'd be a good idea if. And he'd be like, say who, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes, so basically he just tells you that the establishment could choose a candidate who they want, how it's going to work, and they'll funnel it and they'll push it to the top, and they don't care who they destroy. And you know what that fucking spineless coward did? Endorsed them.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yes.
In 2016 and 2020.
Which is just like your allegiance to the team.
Here's the establishment. This is what they do. This is a big, you'll never win against them, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, so I joined them twice.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, is like, I thought Theo really did kind of a heavy-handed job of being like, I love how you've always been like a maverick. And then Bernie's like, yes, but I did.
But I am a coward. But I did spineless
get on my knees for them.
Yeah.
Eventually. Exactly. I tried to do my own thing. But when they said no, I put the dick back in my mouth.
He's like, millions and trillions of dollars and the spending.
By the way, he did, hold on a second. He did change my idea about Medicare for All, though, in that conversation. Because when he was like, well, what my bill would propose is, I love doing the Jew voice, by the way, what my bill would propose is that we would open Medicare for everybody. We would, right now you're going to be but 65, 75. Now we drop it to 55. Next year, 45. Next year, 35. And I go, okay, so here's an interesting thought. You just could have done that. You could have opened it up to everybody. The federal government at any point could have said, we're going to enter into the healthcare industry and we're going to compete with the private industry. You could have done that.
They have done that.
Why don't you?
They have.
And why doesn't? So then why doesn't everybody do that?
They did do that. That's why they destroyed it.
Right.
The government is in the healthcare.
But what I'm saying, yes, but in terms of Medicaid or whatever. So, but what I'm saying is, if that, it kind of makes your point that you've always made about Medicare for All was, if you were competitive, if you actually were the solution, it would have happened already organically, because people would have voted for this. People would have said, hey, you know, my grandfather who's on Medicare or my poor friend who's on Medicaid has 10 times better insurance than I get from the private sector.
So Kamala just introduced, is supposed to today, this bill for price fixing with food and this anti-price gouging thing. Yeah. And how this relates to the healthcare thing is, well, if the government fixes the prices on, let's say, a banana, everything, a banana's got to cost this. You can't make it. You
pick banana for the black lady,
and you can't.
Come on,
just government.
Okay.
You can't make a profit margin over this. So who's going to set this profit margin? They're going to say, well, who can make money? How much can the government profit? You know, how much? What percentage of their profit margins off of our money? Right? Who's setting? Is that with it? 2%, 3%, 30%?
Yeah.
Who sets that? If they're going to set profit margins for business, that's what they're doing. Well, they already do that in healthcare.
Yeah.
That's why every day you complain that our healthcare is garbage. Man, we can get this, but we can't get healthcare. We can get that, but we can't get healthcare. You fucking morons have let these people tell you that Medicare is good, that it's a great system.
Well, and by the way, if you listen to the way he was selling it, the average person listens to that and goes, okay, this all sounds good. So like one of the things that really keyed in on me for was when he goes, the average person on average in America pays $13,000 a year healthcare premiums in healthcare. Every average American. That's 2 times what it is everywhere else. But then doesn't go on to explain why. Right. So it's like, so, and Theo, being, you know, the masterful retard that he plays on his show, is like, yeah, so like that's because of drug companies and greedy pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. But it's also because of government.
Right.
And so like he just omits that part of like, you know, again, government could decide we'll open up our healthcare to everyone and we'll compete and beat them. The reason they don't is because they're not trying to beat them by doing the right thing. They're trying to make the same profits.
Right.
That's the problem. And that is inherently the problem, is that you will run it as corruptly as they do.
Right.
You'd want to make the same profits.
But that's not corrupt to make profits.
No, but what I'm saying is
the corrupt part is the fact that they're lying. The fact that they're lying and saying that we would provide you better care.
No, yeah, they would.
Or we would provide you this.
You go in the same hospital.
And be like, but all you're doing is third partying it out, subsidizing it.
Right.
You're still making them go to the same private practice and you're reimbursing them. So it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like I said this before, people go like,
and here's the thing. And when he said we spend $100 million a year on medical billing. Yeah. And I go, yeah. And that's what you motherfuckers are doing this over, because you want those to become government jobs. Yeah. And that's the other part that nobody talks about, is like, well, part of the reason you can't just flip the switch and the insurance lobby is never going to go away is because how many people do they employ? How much money is that? How much? And by the way, you're double dipping. Like, here's the argument I would make against every liberal politician. If you think pharmaceutical companies are unethical, then don't take their tax dollars. Oh, but you just do. And not only do you take them, you want more. We need to raise the federal income tax on the corporations. Okay, well, those are corporations. So how do you not now have a conflict of interest and a vested interest in their same corrupt, profitable business policies? Because the more money they drop to the bottom line, the more taxes you get to make and the more government jobs you get to create. So what concerns me, and what you've always told me about the concept of government run healthcare, is that now they're just double ending it. It's like a talent agent who goes, I'm gonna take 10% off the top and 10% off your end on the bottom. Right. And that's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. This thing he's proposing, like we would make healthcare, you know, accessible to everyone. It all sounds good on paper, but what they want to do is they want to double end the deal.
Yeah.
They want to tax you on your income. They want to tax the pharmaceutical companies and everyone else in the healthcare industry on their revenues. And then they want to compete against them. And the argument could be made is, why wouldn't government drive the cost up to make more money?
Well, they're also retarded.
Right?
Like they're lying about retarded things, right? So why lie about health care, right? If you have a healthy society, less people would be needing doctors,
right?
Less people would be in hospitals.
Well, and he did
less people would be on medicine.
He did admit that. He did admit that.
So we're the most pilled up, most obese fucking nation, and it has to do with the government involved in one fucking aspect of our lives: food, drug administration. How the fuck you got the food people and the drug people is the same business? Right. So now you want to own the food.
Didn't Carlin do a famous bit about that? Like, how did we decide that food and drugs belong together?
I don't know, but I know that if this fucking bitch is proposing that we have price fixing on food, what is the stop? And they was like, yeah, we should do this with healthcare too. So they would expand Medicare to an even greater than just, instead of just setting the DRGs, right? The diagnostic literal numbers that we go by. MRI costs this, Advil costs this, right? Setting the prices, right? They would then do that in food. That's what this bitch is trying to do with her fucking grocery bill. This is the same thing they do with Medicare, but now they want to do it in the food, and they'll make some fucking SAR in the fucking FDA be ahead of this thing to make sure that they're not gouging prices on this, right? Some FDA fucking shill that they got, and it's actual bullshit. The same way that you'll talk about the payroll tax, and that's how they want, like I said with SAG-AFTRA, and they're like, yeah, we want users, we want everybody to do this, and so they can get payroll tax money up front.
Well, and it's what I say all the time. Well,
in California specifically,
you're kind of combining two things I talk about a lot, which are very California specific.
But Gavin Newsom is increasing the payroll tax and taking money off of it.
Well, it's not even that. It's that
to pay for other things.
It's not even that. The biggest thing, this is with AB5, and I don't know how many people know this or see me talk about this on our show. I was actually involved in helping with the AB5 legislation through a council of longtime like rideshare drivers and 1099 workers and everything. And because I own a company and also Uber drove since the beginning, one of the lobbyists for that bill reached out to me pretty early on, and was like, hey man, we would love to like get you behind this piece of legislation. You have a bit of a platform. We'd love for you to push it. We'd love for your input on it. And so I was part of it, Prop 22, right? Which was fighting AB5, which is basically the California government being like, we want to get rid of 1099 employees. And the way that they sell that to the public is like, you should be salaried. You
need protection.
You need benefits. You need full-time healthcare benefits from your employer, everything else. Everybody goes, yay. What they don't understand is that this is a tax grab by the government. So when you're a 1099 employee, you don't pay taxes until the end of the year, theoretically, off the net. What Gavin Newsom wants to do is take 1099 employees, which are private contractors who are responsible for the expenses of running their own business. I am, you are. And wants to tax you on the front end, payroll tax, and then you have to wait to get a return on your net at the end of the year. The other thing that nobody talks about is that while they hold your tax money, they get to generate the interest on that money. That's why they get to, and then that money just goes into the government's pocket. And they work out deals with banks and things like that where they get great interest rates because they have so much money in the account that's your money. This is why I tell people, even if you work a 9 to 5, you have a salary job, do not allow your company to pay your income taxes for you. The biggest form of civil disobedience is to check tax exempt on your tax forms and pay the government. No, pay the government at the end of the year. And I have friends that pay quarterly because they make a lot of money. And they're like, I pay quarterly because I don't want to have to fucking cut a $500,000 check at the end of the year or whatever. But you should not let them collect interest on your tax money while they hold it, waiting to give it back to you. So if you have the ability at your job to be like, I don't want you to withhold federal and state income taxes from my paycheck, I'll pay them at the end of the year. You get to keep that money and generate the interest off of it and then give it away. They make you do that, or they present you the convenience of doing that because they know you're going to go, dude, if that money's in my account, I can't trust myself to set it aside and not spend it and then have it for the government at the end of the year. But it is the better choice. Right. If you had the discipline to do that and said, fuck you, I'll pay you when I owe you, April 15th, And then you keep the interest on your tax money from your payroll taxes all year round, and they fucking don't.
Yeah.
And by the way, if everyone in America did this, you'd see shoestring budgets in government like that, because there just wouldn't be cash. They'd be short on cash.
Right.
You want to choke the fucking government? This is how we do it.
So
legally.
So in our state specifically, what Gavin Newsom did, and this is the snake shit that they do, is they add it the same way with the payroll tax. That's what they're, again, like Josh said, they'll collect the money up front, right? This motherfucker will add a 0.000345% increase to the payroll tax.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, just like Office Space, they go, well, it's pennies on a dime. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know how much that 0.003045 fucking percent
ends up being on payroll taxes for 22 million Americans?
Not, is that how much is in California?
No. I'm sorry. That's Los Angeles.
How many?
California is 40 million of people.
Okay. So in 40 million, do you know how much it's going to generate just next year?
No.
Supposedly?
No, tell me.
In the interest alone to help generate money for the state, just in employers making this money, which is paying the interest. It's not even paying a fucking, right? $300 to $500 million.
Wow.
In
interest.
State generated income.
Right.
And that's on the taxpayers, which is on, which is on the employers, because it's a fucking payroll tax increase, which means your goods and services cost goes up.
And by the way, here's a real dumb statement. I don't know the answer to this, but like, the fact that I don't have an answer to this tells you how broken the system is. Is there a website that you know of that you can log into to look at the government balance sheet every month and go, are they even tracking the interest? Right? Shouldn't there be, like, if a publicly traded company releases their books or shows their earnings, right? They have a fiduciary responsibility to be like, here's what our profit was. Here's what, like, they have to share that. Government doesn't have to show you, here's what we took in, here's what we spent. And by the way, here's the interest we generated, and here's what we're doing with that.
The Fed has never been audited. The
state governments have never been audited. They've never been forced.
When there is an audit, especially every year with the Pentagon that they do.
Oh yeah, remember the Pentagon one where they're like, wasn't it right before 9/11 this happened too, where they're like, we lost $93 billion or some shit?
Well, they're with the audit and they go, you failed this audit.
Yeah.
And they go, what are we going to do about it? Then they go,
trade centers.
They don't. No, they just go,
yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing to me, because like, if you don't pay your taxes in their mind, right,
you're a criminal.
But they know the exact amount you owe in taxes. But if you're wrong about it, they won't tell you. But if you're wrong, you face jail time.
Yeah.
That's retard shit.
Yeah.
Especially because it's extortion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, I took your money, and in order for you to get any of it back, a portion of it, you need to tell me the exact amount that I stole from you.
Yeah.
And if you get it wrong, you go to jail.
Right. You go to jail.
I go, what the fuck kind of game is this?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a game.
Yeah.
This is called taxes.
It's like, it's like in the movie Big Daddy when he's like, I have a jack, a queen, a king, and I win. And he goes, what's the name of this game?
I don't like this game.
He goes, what's the name of this game? I win.
Just like, you're very fucking. And then that's when you realize he was playing a Jew in poker.
Yeah, you prefer spaghetti meatball? Better analogy? Unreal. It's enraging. I mean, I get it. It's enraging. And here's what's concerning to me. What's concerning to me is, like, I'll scroll through Twitter or whatever, and I see these pro Kamala posts or whatever, and I go, this is a bot, or this is bait, or this is a person who this is their thing, like an Ed Krasenstein, who's just like, everything the left does is perfect. And you or who's the crazy silver-haired guy? Keith Olbermann, fucking psychos, right? What concerns me, though, is that, like, I'll go on Facebook, and a lot of my friends on Facebook are people like I went to high school with in either Delaware or Minnesota, the two high schools I went to, or they're like my buddies I grew up with outside Philly. And when I see them posting the shit, like, I had a friend, one of my friends from Minnesota posted, like, I don't care where you sit politically or like what side you're on. Like, these are our elected leaders and we should respect them. Like, whether you like Kamala or not, she's an elected leader and you should respect her and the office she holds. And I was like, I felt like Ricky Gervais, where I was like, I should have left it.
I should have left it.
But I can't. And I was like, yeah, the problem is that she hasn't been elected ever by anybody. Like, she was selected to be vice president. She was selected to be the nominee. No one would have a problem if she were chosen by the people.
Right.
We have a problem that she specifically wasn't, which is more undemocratic than January 6th.
Right.
Like, everyone goes, this is an insurrection. It's like, no, that's what just happened when they installed a candidate.
Yeah, it's a coup d'etat.
And I've said from the beginning, it's like, people go, nobody's buying this shit, right? And I go, no, but they just have to sell it enough.
It's a marketing
So
campaign.
when they steal the election again, you just go, well, she was very popular. You know, Meg Thee Stallion was shaking her ass on stage. Clearly, people love this woman. You know, this is the gaslighting of America. And I not to take this thing and bring it to myself, but it's, you know, this is how we relate to the world. It's through our own eyes and our own experiences. I think the most frustrating thing for an American today is that the media has taught people that if you just lie for long enough, you can make something completely untrue become the truth. And you see trolls do this about people. You see media do this about people. They did with Joe Rogan about COVID, which he's been talking about again recently because he did his live special. But like, we really live in a society now where people believe they can gaslight mythology into reality. The trans thing, and nobody really kind of correlates it to this, but that's where my outrage with the trans thing comes. I don't give a fuck if you want to cut your dick off. I don't give a fuck how you identify. None of that bothers me. When you try to tell me that it's reality and I know it's not, and you think if enough of us lie about this, we can just change reality, that's what leaves Americans feeling gaslit and fucked with.
Well, that's the communism part.
Okay.
That's the Lenin, Stalin, Mao, Marxist, communist part.
Which is if you just pound the table with the lie long enough, it becomes the truth.
Well, that is the reality, right?
Yeah.
So like when Mao, when they took over, right, when the communist revolution happened in China, right? Before that, there was a couple of years of some like type of socialist shit that came in there. But pretty much before that, they just came off of a 1,000-year dynasty.
Rapings, pillagings.
Just a 1,000-year dynasty. Like they're fucking.
That is the best Gervais joke, by the way. He goes, I believe the pillaging bit was just for the men to tell their wives, like, where you going, pillaging? Oh yeah, why are you wearing your rape hat? Like, it's pretty funny.
I think the fact that they had statues, you know, of like ancient people there who came before them, like thousands of years old. This is rich history, buildings and stuff that housed ancient fucking scrolls and destroyed the statues, burned the history, all of that. That's what like
it's about, and that's about changing reality.
But
you have to erase history to change.
Right, because they're telling you that all the history that came before you was evil and bad and stuff. And the only way forward is this new communist state where, you know, essentially the state is the religion. But that's why they can't have churches or anybody challenge them. They can't have someone else be a challenge to them. It has to be an all-encompassing, you know, us versus them class.
We got a good comment here. Glass Jo said 100% that is straight out of the Marxist playbook. 2 + 2 = 5. Believe that or go to jail is basically the idea. They can condition you to simply obey because you've given up everything.
Right.
And COVID was the dry run for this.
Well, it's actually
just kind of.
There's actually a very specific type of.
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying to find it. It's called the Cloward Piven strategy.
Okay.
And I'm going to read this to you.
By the way, real quick, while you pull that up, I just want to let the viewers know you can now. We're going to have a call-in portion at the end of the show, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on the clock here, probably for the last 20-30 minutes. The way to do that, to participate in the show, to call in, you can actually video chat in, is through X. So you guys can go on. There's a subscribers only space that's running simultaneously to the broadcast. And if you subscribe to my X, you can jump on the show, weigh in, give your thoughts, give an opinion, make us see your dick. I mean, there's nothing to stop you from just having your dick out while you're going, other than decency. But, you know, that is, if you want to pay $3 a month to prank us with your dick, you got me.
Yeah. We're just gonna quick cut that.
Cut it. Shut it out.
So the Cloward Piven strategy. right? It's a political strategy outlined in 1966 by American sociologist and political activist Richard Cloward and Francis Fox Piven. The strategy aims to utilize, quote, militant anti-poverty groups to facilitate a, quote, political crisis by overloading the welfare system via an increase in welfare claims, forcing the creation of a system of guaranteed minimum income, and, quote, redistributing income through the federal government.
Yeah, here's the Wikipedia page on it right here. Move this. Yeah, so people can see this.
So the strategy, Cloward and Piven's article was focused on compelling the Democratic Party, which in 1966 controlled the presidency and both houses of the U.S. Congress, to redistribute income to help the poor. They stated that full enrollment of those eligible for welfare would, quote, produce bureaucratic disruption in welfare agencies and fiscal disruption in local and state governments. That would, quote, deepen existing divisions among elements in the big cities.
So break it down to the layperson.
Basically, the ultimate objective of this strategy is basically they claim that they're going to like wipe out poverty by the government stepping in and helping. And all they do is increase problems and crises. They let things deteriorate and get so fucking bad. People get so poor. People have that the only way you can turn to is a leftist, communist,
totalitarian
authoritarian government.
Take over all of it.
So, and I've said this before when it comes to policing, what they want is to get so bad.
It's like
where sheriff's office and local police departments.
It's like how the mob used to go in and like the mob would sell drugs or whatever to low income neighborhoods, and the government would do this too. And then they would just destroy these communities, drive the property values down, go in and buy up all the real estate, fucking flip it for a profit.
Yeah, but it's even more concerning than that is they don't even care about the flip part. They just want the disaster part.
Well, that's where HUD comes in and shit like that, where they're just like, we don't even really need to fix this. We just need to identify it's a problem and put a price tag on it.
Well, they create the problem so that they can also create the solution and make money off both parts. But by the way, that is that's the definition of racketeering. Yeah, when it comes to it's the definition when it comes to policing, though, right? They want it to get so bad to where local and sheriff departments and local police don't want to do their job anymore or can't do their job anymore. So that the federal government, that's why they after January 6th put Capitol police stations and branches in Florida, in New York, in Vegas, and here in California, right? And they did that because eventually, and I it's a conspiracy theory, but eventually they'll be like, your local police departments and state are so corrupt, they kill black people all the time. You guys can't handle it. So we're going to send in the federal police force who will do whatever we say. Yeah. We're going to override states' rights. We're going to do all of that. Here comes the federal cops.
Right. MPs, basically.
The border crisis. They want that so bad that they have to federalize everything down there. You're a border state. You can't handle that. And we're like, you guys fucking cut our legs off and fucking trumped our power. Well, you saw what happened with Abbott fighting the fence. Yeah, they put the National Guard on this side and was cutting the fence.
Yeah. So
he's
like, we're going to shut it down as a state.
That's clear as fuck. Since 1966, that's what the Democratic Party's been doing.
Yeah.
Intentional sabotage of things. So like
to enrich
and they go like, so why would the Democratic Party just fucking keep preaching to black people and make all these promises to black people and they never do a thing, right? This girl said, I was in the hood when I was a child. Now I have my own child and the hood is still the hood. That's 3 generations of people that ain't changed the hood. Yeah. And they got Democratic mayors, Democratic city councilmen, Democratic everything that run these cities. How come nothing is fixed in 3 generations?
Well, and not to go back to our favorite character, but it's like you almost feel like there's a dude at the helm of this who's like, the beauty of the nigger is that they will do the destruction for us and against themselves. Yes. Like they will this thing about this.
It's the culture of nigger.
but that is what it is. It's just like, what they do is they're barbaric peoples that will destroy their own communities, and then the only solution will be the final one, which is government take control of everything. Yeah, it really is. What I think is hilarious though is that people think that this is all Jews, like where they're just like behind all of these choices are Jews, which may or may not be true, but it's like you still have to have the argument I have, and this became like a very viral tweet this week, was you still have to go along with it. Carl just got a call, voicemail. You all right?
Yeah. I don't know what that fucking number was, and they left a voicemail. It sounded serious.
You were concerned that it was like a family emergency or something?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because otherwise it just looks highly unprofessional.
Yeah, you were supposed to keep going.
Yeah, no, I didn't have anything.
I gave you the fucking...
Yeah, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I'm sick. What do you want from me?
Well, I wanted to say this before we got into like the whole Kamala shit is like, it's crazy to me that if we can look at the proposals of literally communist price fixing, the lies and gaslighting that they're doing, just look at it objectively, right? They get on TV, even Joe Biden would get on TV and go, crime is down, inflation is actually like 2%, and everything is, there's not what these Republicans are telling you.
Yeah.
And then she makes campaign promises to fix things, right? Wouldn't her campaign slogan be, ain't shit awesome?
Yeah. Right.
If everything was working and she was good at this.
Yeah. We'll just keep
Biden
this going.
was good.
Yeah.
We're like, ain't this shit awesome?
Yeah.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
But they have to pretend.
This would be like your boss calling you in to fire you, and you're like, if you don't fire me, here's what I'm willing to do for you. And you're like, no, if you were doing all that, we wouldn't even be talking about firing you. You know what I mean? Like, if you were capable of this, we wouldn't be here at all. Like,
or even this, like, yo, if you do this and this and this, I won't quit. And you'd be like, just quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I solved it for both of us.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, listen, I'm not going to quit at this fucking power grab. Here's what I'm willing to do for you guys. And you'd be like, hey, if you do it right now, maybe we'll think about voting for you.
Right.
And she's like, nah, why would I do that?
Right.
I don't even give an interview. And that's why I say this, and this is bold, but I think Kamala's America be worse than what Hillary's America would have been.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I think she's 10 times worse than
and
Hillary.
Not because she's black.
I also, no.
But it's part of it.
Not because she's black. It's not because she's black. Let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think she's definitely dumber than Hillary. Which
her father was a communist economist in Jamaica.
She's also even more unlikable. This is why I can't believe, like, I don't know what will happen if they try to pull the wool and
yeah, you do.
rig it to. Yeah, I know. I don't think we want to think about living in that America, but
you know what's going to happen.
Civil war.
I said before,
which by the way,
in California would just be a race war.
Not a bad movie, Civil War.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
I heard mixed reviews.
No, I actually thought it was pretty good. It's the guy who did Deus Ex Machina and Annihilation, Alex Garland. He did that show Devs or whatever. He does kind of like post-apocalyptic futuristic shit. I think it was his best movie. I thought it was actually really good. There's and it's kind of an interesting premise, because if you want to watch it, I'll watch it again. It's an interesting premise because it follows two wartime photographers, or like wartime press, people who have like basically like they would go over and photograph like Darfur or Ukraine or whatever, but they're doing it in America because there's a civil war happening. And it doesn't, like, it's not the start of it. It's like this has been happening for 6 months or something. And they're boots on the ground, and they have an opportunity to get a last interview with the president as the walls are closing in. And by the way, people are watch the Civil War movie like this is terrible, but the concept of the movie is California Texas and Florida unite to overthrow the government because the government is corrupt and the president called airstrikes in on American citizens.
But they're the bad guys, though.
No. I think the movie does a pretty good job of not telling you who the good guys or the bad guys are. But at the end, they basically get in on the White House and like are trying to kill the fucking president, and they don't show that like that's bad. They show it like the best thing. If the good guys win, they kill the president. And I was like, it's a very telling movie that it is from that perspective. And I think that's why people didn't like it, because I think people wanted to watch this movie and be like, I bet it's dumb rednecks trying to kill the president and the rednecks are the bad guys. And it's like, that is not the message of the movie. The message of the movie is that the incumbent government got to a level of corruption to where the people said, fuck this.
Right.
And the soldiers, it's not like all the insurgents are white guys and all the good people are black guys. No, it's not like that at all.
You know why?
Because, why?
The guy's a foreigner.
Right. That's true. That's probably a good point.
It's like a real third-party perspective.
Yeah, of like, no, the most, and by the way, it's probably the most likely outcome is that what I always said is like, people think Civil War would be like a race war. Huh? How'd
you do in it?
What do you mean?
I heard you were all right in that movie.
My wife was better.
Are they both in it?
My could have been. Well, yeah, she's the star.
Is that where they met? She's the star.
Yeah, she's the lead. No, they met on the TV show Fargo.
Really?
Yeah. People might not know what we're talking about here.
We're talking about Jesse Plemons.
And
is he Ozempic now?
Oh, big time. You can't convince me he's not. Which, by the way, if she would have made me get on it, we wouldn't have lasted.
Oh yeah, that's where you draw the line. A bitch trying to
thin me up. Yeah, I ain't been no bitch thinning me up.
Did you see her trying? Did you see that one interview? She's like, "Can you believe they didn't pay me as much as Spider-Man?" Yeah,
no, the answer is yes. So, like, yeah, here's him when he was at his. That's when they got together.
That's you with no beard.
Yeah, 100%. That's well, I have more eyebrows, which is saying a lot about how little eyebrow he has.
Well, he's got a square head. That's why.
Yeah,
you don't have a square head.
Not as square, but like, give me a chance. There he is, looking real rotund. Very rotund, right?
And can you zoom in on that pic?
Yeah. This is what people. And what's funny to me is, how do I full screen this?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I don't know what I clicked. Zoom.
Oh, there it is. Bro, shave your face and take that picture.
Yeah. It'd be so funny.
We get you in a little
so the story, people don't know, some people might not know, but the story is I met her Uber driving one night and she hit on me and I was like, nah. It was like,
and then to find out she likes fat redheads.
Then she married this guy like 6 months later, and I was like, I probably maybe could have got with Interview with a Vampire. Could have had Mary Jane Watson, the white one.
By the way, it wasn't 6 months; it was like 6 years later.
No, it wasn't 6 years. It was this was like 2016. When did they get married? It was close enough to where I was like, yeah, I could have been in.
It had to be before that.
Married date. Oh, they didn't get married until 2022.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Okay, but then when did they start dating?
That's what I'm saying. It's like 6 years. That fucking, when you met her, was like 2015.
That 2016 when they started dating.
That's what I'm saying. So you didn't. Yeah. So that was 2015.
No, it was I think 2016. It was before Ginormous Food, which would have been
2015.
No. I filmed the teaser
in 2016.
December 15. I think I drove her friend home from her party. She had a house party at her house, which is by our house.
Around that same time.
She used to live on Toluca Lake. It was January 16, and then my show filmed September 16. Because I remember when they did Fargo, it came out like around that year, at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, they're in that together." And then that's when they got together. So.
Dude, I'll be like, 2016 was like yesterday.
But she literally, she literally was like at my window drunk and was like, "You're fucking cute," and I was like, "Ma'am, you are obviously shit-faced, and this was probably a prank. I was just like, you don't want to. I was literally like Jay Baruchel, and she's out of your league. Like, why do you want to? Nobody wants to fuck me. Why would you fuck me? Like, that's how I felt. Like a thin, unlikable Jewish actor.
I've never had that in my life.
Thin?
Nice. No, I've just never had that complete like undercutting lack of confidence.
No. You're absurdly worse in the opposite way, where you don't believe there's a woman on earth you can't fuck.
Yeah, but I feel that way for most guys.
You think most guys can't, like, there's not a woman they can't fuck?
Yeah.
But you vocalize it. Like, I think every guy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have that complete lack of confidence.
It's not a complete lack of confidence. I think it's a lack of humility entirely. Of like, give me 5 minutes alone with her. And it's like,
yeah, but the opposite is a lack of confidence and nothing but humility.
I don't think it's necessarily a lack of confidence. I don't think it's necessarily a lack of confidence. As a matter of fact, I've tested this in business, and it's not a lack of confidence. Like I remember putting one of my managers through an exercise because I was trying to teach.
No, but in that sense,
hold on, let me finish the story. There was I remember trying to explain to a manager he was having trouble hiring good employees. And I took him out to a bar and was like, who's the best looking chick here? Right. And he was like, this one. I go, rank them. And then I go, which one would you talk to? And he's like, that one. And I go, why? And he goes, I just think I would have a better degree of success with this person. And I go, why? If you think that's the best, why are you going after her? And he would list all these reasons. They weren't necessarily confidence. There were all these like pragmatic reasons why they think that's the highest likelihood for success. It's not about not failing. It's about trying to win the easiest way. And I was like, well, this is why you don't have good employees, because you want somebody who's going to be easier for you to manage than somebody who's going to perform at a high level.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said it's a complete lack of confidence.
But it's not necessarily about confidence. Some of it's personal choice. Like some men choose passive women because they don't want to deal with the fucking da all the time.
Right. And I say this.
It's like I said on Twitter this week is like the best thing about white women is that they're not black women. It might be the only good thing about them.
Where does confidence come from?
What do you mean?
Like, where does it come from?
Well, I think it comes from it's based depending on what you value about yourself.
Nope.
Okay.
Confidence comes from preparation.
See, this is an athlete's mindset.
That's the only way that confidence comes. So
I don't agree that confidence comes from preparation.
You've either envisioned it happening, have a lived experience, or you've like mentally prepped, like, okay, this is going to happen or something.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree.
It's the only way confidence is developed is through preparation.
Well, yeah, that might be true about it might be true about developing confidence, but my self-confidence doesn't come from preparation. It comes from values. My self-confidence comes from the fact that the things I value about myself, I hold to a higher standard than other things that might drive someone else's confidence. Like, I'm not a physical specimen, right? But I know I'm smarter than 90% of people that walk around on the average. So my sense of pride, my confidence comes from understanding my intelligence, being at a higher level.
Nope.
What do you think it is then?
I'm telling you. So in those areas where you go, you've already said it out loud. I'm not a physical specimen. So I did this. So you up here took the time to prepare yourself to be stronger in another avenue.
No. So this is where I would disagree. You're making it sound like that choice was made out of necessity
or subconsciously.
It's not made subconsciously. It was made consciously, just about what I like about myself more. If I wanted to be a more physical specimen, I could just go do that. It doesn't interest me. It's not about I can't. And by the way, in shape people will just go, no, it's because you can't, because they can't go to the gym and be smart like I am.
Yeah, but that's why they're not confident in their brain.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that I think some of it is personal choice. I don't think it's about confidence.
All of it is personal choice.
Right. But
that's where confidence comes from. No, you have to make the choice to prepare for it.
Well, no, it's you're just bending the conversation to frame it around your theory. What I'm saying is, if somebody like somebody who is insecure about their physical capabilities isn't making that choice for themselves. They're most likely insecure about that because that expectation is put upon them by somebody who has that expectation of them, and that it doesn't come from internal. Like they're not disappointed in their inability to be a physical specimen because they want to be a physical specimen. That expectation is put upon them by other people. So a lot of other people, the irony of self-confidence is that a lot of other people let outside perception dictate how they feel about themselves.
Right.
So that's my main objection to your.
Confidence, that confidence is a result of something.
Yeah, but you're saying how to build it.
You're right, because it's a result of something.
Yes, but I don't disagree that what you're saying is the only way to build it is through practice, preparation, dedication, whatever.
No, only preparation. That's it.
Yeah, but how do you to become?
I told you. So like for you vocally to know that like you're not going to get verbally bullied as a kid, right? That came from you snapping back, being around all that. You used everything.
That's not preparation. That's just lived experience.
But that's what the preparation was. So certain people have confidence in
but I think preparation is the wrong word for that. Then it's just about reps. It's like repetition and experience.
Can't spell preparation without rep. It's a part. It's a part of it, right?
Yeah, but preparation supposes a premonition about something. Like,
you're saying premeditated, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
No.
Over time, if you repeated certain habits again and again and again, that's your behavior.
Yeah, my sticking point is just using the word preparation. But it's repetition. Right. It's
but
repetition and
experience. That's it. That's where confidence comes from.
Yeah.
So whether you're aware, whether you're consciously aware of it, of saying, I'm going to be a physical specimen, I'm going to the gym, and then you're working on this. So your insecurity about your body and your self-confidence about your physical nature is changed through that preparation. Every day talking and vocalizing. But I know I'm good at a podcast or something because before I even did it. Why?
But I still have to make a choice you call it preparation. I still have to make a choice to respond.
Now there's a difference between, and that's when you have a phrase of rising to the occasion,
right? I know,
or living up to potential.
But like somebody would say that, like somebody who values physical excellence would look at me and go, you're not a confident person because you are not doing the thing that makes me self-confident.
No, I think you're conflating confidence in that context.
No, I think they are.
Right.
They're conflating it.
Right. I don't think that has anything to do with confidence.
No, it does, but it's misconstrued by the person who's going like, you don't work out every day like I do because you lack confidence. I go, no, my confidence isn't drawn from the same place yours is. And that's about personal choice and perspective. Repetition has nothing to do with that.
The best example to give on this is how women view confidence and where they think it comes from. Like Jenna Ortega just did this whole fucking
the confidence of a white man. Thank God you brought this up.
The average white man,
fucking
right?
Infuriated me.
What's her name? Who's the one who married Jordan Peele? Chelsea Peretti.
Yeah,
she had a fucking joke. She had a joke in her special about waking up in the morning as a man and just going, "Whoa, everybody wants to hear my opinions," right? They have this idea in their head that men are just born confident, right? And the average, and so she even said the average man is not confident. That's why they look at people who are more, and they go, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
They look at what we do on stage and go, I wish I had the balls to do that.
Sure.
They look at athletes and go, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. For me,
all of our confidence in those things came from preparation of doing it. And whether it was repeated patterns and we decided in our lives we would be good at it, or we worked hard and tried to make ourselves good at it.
I think we're looking at two very different things in the juxtaposition of confidence, because you're talking about applied confidence.
I just mean confidence in general, where they say they wake up in the morning.
But there's a difference between confidence in doing versus confidence in being. Like yourself, what I'm talking about is your self-image, and maybe I'm using confidence the wrong way.
That's what I'm saying.
More about self-image.
That's different.
But what I'm saying is your self-image has to come from what your base values are.
Because I think you're conflating confidence and self-esteem.
Well, the two are related, But you're talking about practical confidence in somebody's belief in their ability to do something.
You know, I'll give you an example that you'll know real time. Okay. You know how when we'll be arguing and you'll be like, you're so confident even when you're wrong.
Yeah, it's one of your biggest fucking character flaws.
Why is that though?
Why are you that way?
No, why do I have confidence about something even when you think I'm wrong or I may be wrong?
No, there's been times when you're absolutely wrong, like 1/3 black, right? And there's been times, and I don't want to get it way too psychoanalytical about it, but it's a sticking point for you because you believe that people think because you're an athlete and you're big that you're also stupid. So you will battle axe an opinion down somebody's throat with absolute confidence, whether you know you're right or not, because you know that you can probably win the argument, and they're not going to fact check you if you go hard enough.
Because
it's not about confidence though, because it's somewhat based in insecurity of like, you have this chip where you don't want to be thought of as dumb. So you're going to be sell what you think. Hold on, let me finish the thought. You're going to sell what you think so fucking confidently that you're not doubted, but you're not right.
Wait. Confidence is not about being right or wrong.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is what's infuriating about.
So even politicians who will lie through their teeth to you are confident
because it's practiced
because it's preparation.
Yeah, but it's
because it's come from
repetition. So it's experience.
So you get all the reps in on stage, you're a better comic.
Right.
You get all the reps in on the field, you're a better player.
Right.
You get reps in on the podcast, you're going to be able to talk longer and all those things.
Yeah.
That's where the confidence in doing comes from. The confidence in being, in which these women think the average white man wakes up. If that's the case, then where are the cowards?
Well,
where are the squares? Look, where are the non-confident dudes?
No pun intended. I shot a hole in that argument she made right away where I go, yeah, the confidence of the average white man who makes up 80% of the suicides in America.
Right.
Super confident.
Yeah.
Super confident. Right there. 80% of American suicides are white men.
Yeah, because they're told they're so evil confident, and then they have no confidence.
Right. Yeah. So, it's just listen, I hope she dies in a house fire. And I'm confident that we can make that happen. Like, I hope there's a horrible accident on the set of Wednesday. Like, there's nothing I hate more. There's nothing I hate more. No, it's what I hate about it? I know she doesn't even think it. It's the popular thing to say. It's like, I'll be so beloved just by tapping this fucking thing in society that the
sad thing is they again, with the repetition, them being prepped for this.
It's reinforcement.
And reinforcing it becomes this indoctrination. They actually do believe it. So that they make jokes in Marvel movies like shut up colonizer, and you're supposed to go ha ha instead of going really the only white guy in the movie helping you.
Yeah.
So that how I'm supposed to take it. If I put in anything that told Black Panther to shut the fuck up, they'd be like, this is racist. Can you believe Marvel had a racist scene?
Well, and that's the thing is like, they're talking about Captain America as a colonizer, and it's like, hey dog, America's not CGI. We can shoot there.
Yeah.
Wakanda doesn't exist.
Right.
Not anywhere on Earth.
Not even in the for the longest time, even in the comics, right? They just it's invisible to everyone else.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
right. Wakanda, sure, you got a high-tech fucking
we have a force field.
Yeah, dude, there's like a force field around it. It's like really cool.
Yeah, and by the way,
you're like, sure, blacks.
The dumbest alien race ripped through your shield in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like how real good your shield.
Bro.
Thanos' fucking retarded dogs were like gah, 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 right through the shield.
The shield.
Yeah.
How about the middle of the night when the fucking the fucking water Mexican came up into there?
Oh yeah.
He was just like, and he was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's like, he's inside now.
By the way, there's nothing more fun than watching movies like Black Panther 2 as a racist person, because I go like, there's a whole.
Wait a minute. their weakness was water.
Yeah. I go, wait, there's a whole society living in there? Like, we're not going to find out.
They didn't even bother to
no
look.
idea. You didn't make a radar or nothing because you were afraid of it? You just
there's like
ain't nothing down there.
There's like, what's down there? It was like, all right, so we got mountain blacks, we got safari blacks.
Yeah.
And we got these, and go, what about this lake that keeps bubbling and stuff? They go, nobody goes in there. That is a forbidden lake. We cannot. What kind of people living down there?
Yeah. What kind of people is living in that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's like one day showed up and they're like, remember, like Suri and her mom were just like on the beach.
Yeah,
like,
and he just walked up on him.
Like, by the way, I just want to tell you, I think he's about to kill you. He's like, okay, man, watch out. He just like went in the water, and they're like, where did he come from? He's like, I don't know. Has he been there the whole time?
I calling from down in there.
How deep is this lake?
Yeah. They'll never know. They can't measure. Yeah.
They didn't even go down there.
Yeah. That's the thing. They have all this
the whole time they
technology.
started fighting on top of the boat. They're like, "Oh no, this is our last stand."
It's so funny. I think it's hilarious that they're like,
"This is our last stand."
I like how I think it's so funny that they're like, "We have a bubble that protects us from space aliens. What about the water? Voodoo. We don't go. The devil is in there."
It's like, what? There is nothing in the water.
Yeah.
I'm like,
fish.
Can you live in the water? It's like, I can't live in the water. He goes, exactly. And they're just like, these fucking fish people popped up. He was just like, they speak in Spanish and shit. It was just like, how deep is this motherfucking lake?
Also, when they like flood the palace and fucking Angela Bassett, they're like, you're gonna kill her. I go, just go like this.
Just start moving your arms.
Go like this.
Kick your legs.
Yeah.
Just
you'll be fine until you get to the top.
So do the Fred Flintstone shit with her feet. And just start fucking.
Yeah.
Not even a doggy paddle.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
yeah,
should have watched the dog swim.
If she really wanted to be a Marvel, Captain Marvel would go down there and teach swimming lessons, and we would still have Chadwick.
That'd be a. Speaking of, you notice that they recast white dude characters no matter what. They don't care.
Yeah, you love pointing out to me.
Not even the ginger ones. I don't even mean race swap. I mean actually recasting, like how William Hurt was replaced by Harrison Ford.
Yeah. By the way, I'm checking the chat. There's nobody in the chat.
Why can't
the thing right now for subscribers?
Why can't we fucking recast T'Challa?
Yeah, we should. We should recast T'Challa.
But black people are like, you can't touch that. I was like, they swapped out our old white guys in like the same movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we were supposed to go, wait, William Hurt and fucking Harrison Ford are the same guy now? Yeah. I'm supposed to pretend?
You love sending me the updated ginger swap of like all the places.
Because that's the only thing.
That is the true great replacement theory, is that redheads will be obliterated by blacks in cinema.
But that's the only people that they replace. It's funny. So now
Coleman Domingo is playing. Who's he playing?
Norman Oswald.
Oh yeah. I said, what is he playing? Knob Goblin?
Because he's the gay.
Yeah. It's only funny if you know Coleman Domingo's gay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, so the genius scientist.
Guess what they did? They probably were brushing the hair. And goes, now he finna have waves, because he's got like his head looks like a Bengals helmet.
Yeah. Norman Osborn.
Yeah. It's like black hair with like red stripes. And like, just so you know, he's an extra ginger.
They're gonna give him Malcolm X's hair from the Denzel Washington version. Yeah. Remember when he had like the red hair, and it's ridiculous. So ridiculous. We had some football stuff we were gonna get into before we get out of here today. Do you even want to do it? We're pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
We can do some chat comments.
We can do some chat stuff. Do you want to talk about America's team might be for sale?
Yeah, hold on. We'll do some chat stuff, and then maybe we'll get into some football here. Glass shot, and I think preparation isn't always conscious. Yeah, that's kind of I get that. When you have your second kid, you're prepared because you wasted a crap ton of time worrying over the first
exactly. But you're confident with your second kid because you prepared all that time with that lived experience.
I just still don't think preparation is the right word for it, because it's lived experience. It's like it's repetition and it's exposure.
Yeah, that makes you prepared.
No, but preparation is I feel like preparation is the word you assign to something that you haven't done or you aren't doing. Like you're preparing for something.
No, preparation
isn't doing it.
Not preparing. Preparation.
Preparation is just the stationary form of the verb.
Preparation H.
Yeah, it's a product.
Yeah. Are you preparing to put that on your hole?
I don't think we should sit here and pretend like either of us know why they call it Preparation H.
Because they got the confidence
Okay.
to handle the hemorrhoids.
You know what I want is reparation, and where can we spread some of that around?
Reparation H.
Yeah. Yeah. How about some Reparation H? Yeah. Spread that on your asshole, son. See if it gets those lashings out.
But that's true. It's and I said it could be subconscious. Like, how do I know that I could be good at a podcast or that I would be good at comedy before I even did it? How would I have such a confidence and belief in my own abilities to do that? Because I've actually prepared subconsciously in being in those things. I got better at comedy because I wrote jokes.
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, people talking about Melton. Melton did a whole thing covering me yesterday, and then I basically lit into him in text message, and he's like, I'll do a verbal apology and a retraction. You know, it's just like stupid shit of like, you know, he brought up the lies website, which people who don't like me do this all the time, or they'll bring this up like these are statements of fact. Or like,
this fool said, "I'm literally thankful for your existence, Josh."
Yeah.
Spit. I don't know about. You're a red bar troll.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those. But yeah, but it was just like, you know, he does this dumb shit where it drives me nuts. He'll do this dumb shit where he'll pretend like people's speculation about me is real. Then he'll also do this thing where he'll take like the fact that we used to do a show together for 4 years, and he'll be like he'll call back to things that if you go back and listen to the show, it's like clearly we're doing a bit and we're trying to be funny, and he'll be like, I bet that wasn't even true. And it's like, yeah, the part where like I fucked a girl so hard her head almost fell off, like, yeah, that's called like doing a show. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are these documentaries we're doing? Like this idea that like, yeah, one of us is never playing the straight man, and one of us, like, we're not ever just trying to be entertaining. You know what I mean? And it's such a woman thing to do.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you. I'm around you. I live next to you. I've never heard you talk about these people until they make shows about you.
Yeah. I
would say, like, with your, like, I can say with 100% confidence that
this is from preparation.
You have to explain these like things that happened or these stories. And so much in my brain, I go, I don't fucking care at all.
Right.
But I know that you don't talk about these people. And I just want to point out how funny it is that these motherfuckers claim that they are content creators, that they are internet fucking with great fan bases and all that. And a third of their content is you.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, I've described it as like these people do Wendy Williams for fucking people who aren't famous. Like, you know, it's so stupid. Yeah. And I mean, I don't think about these things, but what's annoying to me is like, we have friends that live more on the internet than you and I do, Dick and Vito. And so like, we'll be at 4th of July and completely, you know, unprovoked, Vito will be like, so like, what's the deal with you and Melton, man? Like, why don't you squash the beef? And I go like, cause there's no foundation to squashing a beef.
We're not
right. And yes, I go, the first of all, the story is so fucking long for me to walk you through it. But like, what I hate about him, and I told him yesterday, was like, stop talking to my friends like Vito. Be like, I want to squash it. I know you don't want to squash it. And here's why I know you don't want to squash it.
Because you could.
You have my number you've had my number for 10 years. My number didn't change.
Yeah, because you could.
At any point, you could just call me, text me, and be like, bro, like, listen, I did a lot of bad shit. I piled on you when the internet, like when your life was tough. I fucking fucked with your shit. I was jealous of your relationship. I fucking tried to cause problems with you and your girl. All of the shit that you know you did over the years, you could have owned up to any of it. You have my number. You could have called. You could have been like, hey, you're in Vegas. When I was in Vegas last year for a week, you were there. You could have been like, dude, I want to take you to lunch. Like, I owe you an apology.
Yeah.
And I would have been a man. I would have been like, I'll let you apologize. I might tell you to go fuck yourself and pay for my own lunch, which is my freedom to do too, right? But like, you know, he's like, he would say things like, yo, like you have all this personal hatred for me. And I go, yeah, it's personal for me. Like, and here's the other thing that nobody thinks about. It's one thing for Mike David to be like, you're a fucking Uber driver, right? Because Mike David and I were never friends. I did Melton's show with him for 4 years while he generated an income from it. I'm talking like 3 times a week. For 4 years while he generated an income from it, and I never took $1. I never asked for $1, okay? Because I had a full-time job at the time paying things. But don't not pay the guy who does your show with you and then shit on him when he has to go get another job to pay his bills. Like, you don't get to go, I've never had to drive Uber in my career. Yeah, but you're also like benefiting from my free labor for 4 years, by the way, 2 of which is while I was driving Uber, right? And it's like, so it to me, it's just so fucking, it's all based in like intellectual dishonesty. It's like, bro, you can't, the same way other people who don't know me and on the outside looking in.
It's just like the same shit about like Kamala, right?
So like, you're right. I don't talk about this stuff, but like when somebody like Vito, and this is the thing, when I said earlier, your only annoying trait as a friend is when you get so adamant about things you might not even really know about. The fucking thing I hate about Vito the most, and there's a lot that's there on the table to hate about Vito. The thing I hate about him the most, and I tell him this, is like, stop playing Switzerland and trying to broker peace deals with people you don't even really know or give a fuck about.
Right.
Stop trying to play hero.
Yeah.
I don't fucking like the guy from his own doing. You don't really know or like the guy. You just see potential for this fucking internet world reunion of sorts. That
Well,
you
he
would love
also
to
is
take
like,
credit
well,
for.
I don't want. Vito is also this, like you said, Switzerland. He doesn't want like other people's fan bases to not like him.
Yes.
And I'm like, who cares, dude? Fuck them. They're fucking gay. But as far as all that shit goes, like,
Glacio said, explain how you hang out with Vito, Josh. That dude is infuriating with his swallowing every lefty viewpoint. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is.
Can I give you? I can break it down.
You talked about this on when you were on Dick's show.
We make fun of him in his presence, and it helps us swallow all of it.
And by the way, here's how we swallow it. We know he doesn't actually believe any of it. This
not
is
any of it. He believes some of it.
No. I don't agree. I don't. If I really felt like Vito was dumb enough to buy any of this shit and really believe it, I would not be friends with him.
True.
I don't believe he believes any of it.
Yeah.
I think
most of it is for a rise.
His entire leftist
We're giving up his fucking stick.
Yeah, but it's about intentional contrarianism. He's actually a nihilist. He doesn't believe in anything. This is the
people are nihilists, Donnie.
And by the way, he's copying this from Destiny, because think about Vito and Destiny. This is the thing. Human beings are not complex snowflakes or fingerprints. They're cars in the 1950s. There's 6 models, and when you learn them, it don't take long to learn them. You could drive down the street and go, Thunderbird, 57 Chevy. You know what?
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is. Vito came up in the world of gaming and content creation. Who was the big dog in that forever? Destiny. What did Destiny do? Turn nihilism into becoming some sort of political pundit of contrarianism who enrages conservatives and makes a ton of money doing it. Vito is just trying to copy that. That's it. Because, and this is the thing, if you were friends with somebody like Vito and you sat down with him and you go, why do you think that? He ain't got an answer, because he doesn't really think it. So you got to understand, it's like being mad at a professional wrestler.
He'll
like,
even cop out. He'll even cop out too, and he'll go like, I
don't even know anything about that.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm not really invested in anything I claim to be my own opinion.
His go-to though, when we push him on that, and he'll just go, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, then why do you do this?
Then why have an adamant opinion?
Dude, it's so funny.
But here's the even more frustrating, mind-blowing thing, and his fans are starting to get mad at this, is like, if you know that's what you're doing, why are you doing it? Yeah, and why are you getting mad at the fans for it pissing them off? You're playing a heel. So you're playing a heel, and then you're like, the fans don't love me. Yeah, you're playing a heel.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not gonna, like, do you think think Stone Cold, when he was a bad guy, was sitting at home like, when do I get to be the hero again?
Yeah, or the Undertaker.
Yes, like Undertaker's like, I would love a Harley Davidson good guy run, and it took him 30 years in his career to get it. It's like, dude, you're playing a heel. Dick's the good guy. You're the heel. That's the show. What you really should do is embrace it and go harder into paint. But he doesn't have the thick skin enough to do that.
Or the confidence.
Okay, which comes from
the preparation in
Reparation H.
That's right. Confidence comes from Reparation H.
Yeah.
I mean, we figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
We nailed it.
Yeah, J.O. says, it's like being mad at a pro wrestler. I feel dumb as shit for letting him piss me off. 100%.
Nice.
Now you get it, bro. Spread the word.
Glass J.O., glad you can fucking get in on the joke now.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that we have to explain his joke.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, but that's the problem.
Is this why we're comedic geniuses?
No, but that's the problem. That's the problem is that because he visibly lets it affect him, nobody would think that it's a joke because it looks like he's really bothered that people don't like him. And maybe he's
not playing us.
But yeah,
he's not playing us. Fuck you. He's not playing us. Fuck you. I'm not going to let you sit there and go like, actually, maybe he's a genius. And fucking, don't you fucking.
No, I'm not saying he's a genius. I'm saying specifically that's proof he's not a genius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's tilting his hand that he can't commit to the
you're
bit.
saying that's for play.
Yeah, no, it's
what
for
if he's
sympathy.
Like for show? Like, oh no, I can't commit to the bit.
No. He's now you think he's a genius. Now you think he's a genius. Yeah. He's not. None of us are like. There's a degree where people find us out, and then there's a degree where they give us way too much credit. Where they're like, somebody goes
spit with his Jew handlers and saying the fucking.
No, one I loved was like one person got it right. One person was like, I wonder if some of these mistakes in Denny's special are intentional just to rile up the trolls. And I go, bingo. And then there's people like, dude, I wonder if and then they'll have some even further grand conspiracy theory. They're like, dude, I wonder if Red Bar paid for the special just so that he would have the content to make fun of Denny. I wonder if they're in cahoots. And I go, that's too much. Like that one you took too much. Like that's way too much.
I'm not going to take money from that fucking
I wouldn't.
Diaper faggot.
I wouldn't.
So we're not
by the way, convincing people that we've been working together this entire time to grow his empire would be a hilarious.
We should do that
spin just to incept out there, just to create. The only person who could actually do that successfully would be Tripoli, because Tripoli has the ability to get momentum behind the wildest possible shit. Like Sam will call me with shit and I'll be like, bro, that ain't real. And he's like, I was just testing you. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. I go, are you fucking me? He's like, yeah,
dude, they have it in the Vatican right now.
And I was
it's all going out.
Yeah. And
wait till press conference tomorrow.
Sometimes I'll be like, that's bullshit. And he goes, it could be real. We don't know. And I was like, fuck you, dude.
How do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What were you going to say? You were going to get us out of here on something?
I was gonna say we're not gonna get to football.
This BBG guy goes, don't act like you're smart and you got shit figured out. Yeah, no, but I do. That's the thing. Like, there are times when I'll literally show you my phone and I go, Carl, watch, I'll do this and watch how many of them fucking flood in.
BBG Trotta. Why are you writing in all caps?
No, he's enraged. He's enraged because he is one of these.
What does
trolls.
that say? These lies
are the reason you are a lol cow. You know this, right? You didn't purposely mess up your special to fuck with trolls. No, there's specifically things in there that I put. Do you realize how retarded that sounds? Yeah, it's entertaining for me. Do you know how retarded it is that it worked? Do you know how retarded it is that I specifically went through the edit with a friend and we found typos in both the captions and the credits, and I said we should leave them in so that people lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed you guys being like, what's a director of photography?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're fucking retarded. You shouldn't be watching me at all. You hate me.
Yeah.
Right. Enjoy.
You watched all the way to the credits.
Enjoy doing, and that's one.
Can you believe they misspelled something?
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Dude, I literally referenced Robin Tran, who's like one of the biggest Red Bar supporters and people.
Really?
Literally referenced Robin Tran in the closed caption.
Terrible leftist show.
Terrible comic. But I literally referenced Robin Tran just in the captions. And they were like, look, he's taking a shot at one of ours. And I was just like,
ours?
Yeah.
They claim that thing?
Yes. Well, that's the thing that people don't realize is that Tran
is disgusting.
Who is a disgusting human being. And by the way, my feelings about Tran come from the fact that I watched you go to our friend Sarah Mostajabi's funeral and talk about your credits and talk about how Sarah, as her family is there crying about her suicide, you're like, she always kept me humble and grounded down to earth, because when I got this show and when I got this opportunity and when Netflix called and when this happened, she would always knock me down a peg, right? And by the way, like, ran the light. How do you run the light at a fucking memorial? Like, you're supposed to go up and do 5, did like 15. And by the way, Vito, who's not a comic, went up and buried everybody just by being honest about his weird friendship with our dead friend, right? And that's, by the way, that experience, and if you guys haven't seen this, it's one of the funniest episodes of Dick's show ever, is the first one I was on with him and Vito, where I talk about us going to this memorial service together. And this is why I will always believe that Vito is an incredibly talented comedian and has just natural gifts, because he went into a fucking funeral from a friend of ours that committed suicide and was likable, affable, and hilarious. And it was because he wasn't preparing. He wasn't trying. He wasn't trying to be good. He wasn't trying to be creative or funny. He was just himself. And he went up and fucking ripped it at a goddamn funeral. So much to the point where there were other comedians there who were like, I don't want to go up and do any time. Like, they were basically like, I had some things I was going to say, but not now. I don't want to follow this fucking guy. So, it's like, to watch Vito being a guy who's not like a known comedian in the community come into the wake of a comedian and decimate the fucking room and like genuinely make people feel better. At a horrible situation, I will always have a soft spot for Vito for seeing him do that in real life. And I will always find someone like Robin Tran fucking forget about the transgender thing, fucking detestable for going to a thing like that and making it about themselves.
Yeah.
It's the grossest thing I've ever seen from a fucking human being in my entire life.
And that's from
somebody who cut their dick off.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, that's... And it's crazy because, like, we've seen him in a dress.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the second most disgusting thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like looking at you should be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen you do, and it ain't.
Yeah. You speaking and your character is way worse.
Way fucking worse.
And what's so funny is that most of those people... Can we
crowdsource an operation to have that cut off? Your personality?
Most of those people on there, like, when they call them, yes, one of our own, they're these psycho fucking leftists.
Yeah.
That would be like, yeah, this is our, and is like represents us. They are the same group that say they can't vote for Trump because he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
And they can't we don't like people that are narcissists. Like, narcissism is what controls y'all. Narcissism is why Robin Tran's a fucking cunt and made that whole thing about him.
Yeah, there was a scene in the movie Observe and Report I watched this morning. I don't think I could find the clip in fast enough time. I should have pulled it.
I never liked that movie.
I think you should give it a second watch. But there's a scene in there where he's explaining to the girl in the food court that he's like, I'm about to be a cop. I'm about to go chase my dreams. And she's like, I think you should chase your dreams no matter how much people laugh at you. And he goes, nobody laughs at me. Like, nobody laughs at me chasing my dreams. I laugh at them for trying to chase their dreams and they can't, do it or whatever, no matter how much I can't do. Or it was like something weird like that. But I remember watching that and I go like, oh, this is the troll mindset of like, I have to laugh at other people that are trying because I can't or won't, or I'm too afraid to, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it is that, like, and the reason that somebody like Robin is like in with that group and why it automatically lets you know that like the people that love Red Bar are leftists. They have leftist ideology. They have victim mindset. They have deficit mindset, is because Robin is somebody who could not make it on the merits of his ability.
Right.
Robert. So was like, I'll cheat code. I'll find this way in that will just get me right to the front of the line. Because the system wants this thing right now. And I'll make so little effort. Like, that's Ty Rivera's biggest criticism is like, you're not even trying to be a lady. Like,
be what you're telling us you're supposed to be.
right.
Ew.
So it's like, you're admitting defeat by doing that. You're saying, I just can't get good. I won't get good. So I'll just do this other thing that will get me the opportunity. And then I'll sit back and criticize people who don't take the shortcuts and the cheats and be like, you're a failure. Like, you live in a world outside of meritocracy. So there is no common ground for us to have a discussion on.
And then they get mad when somebody does blow up from this, and they call them an astroturfed somebody or anything like that.
Like, I don't know, like the hot to a girl. I don't have a problem with her.
They're so mad. And then the right picking on her is retarded because they don't understand why she's famous, and they keep.
They just go, you want to be famous for that? I go, first of all, she didn't suck anyone's cock. She just talked about it.
Right.
Like, if you could argue she's a fucking genius because she found out how to become Kim Kardashian without taking Ray J's dick.
Yeah.
So you could argue
she literally made a joke. So the thing about what she did was the cringy dudes who are making that content to try and like make girls look like whores on the street. It backfired on that guy.
Yeah.
It backfired on that dude. He was just like, then when she got famous, he was like, actually, it's our show. So like, we should have got credit for like blowing her up. I'm like, yeah, but she blew up because 1, she was hot. 2, people were like, well, this is an authentic girl being herself while she's out. And she's shitting on the culture of you trying to interview drunk girls and shit. She's shitting on that whole culture.
Yes.
And she's done some podcast appearance, and they're like, how's this 15 minutes of fame of hers not up yet? And I was like, do you not understand? That's why she blew up in the first place, is because like
she had the presence of mind to exploit the situation.
But no, but the same people that are clamoring for authenticity or something, saw that and go, this is a regular girl being herself, making fun of the shit. And it was just like, so when she was put in front of the places that were like, and they parade her around.
It's so simple.
They put her in front of Whitney Cummings and she's FaceTiming Matt Rife. She's being funny.
Yeah. And by the way, it's as simple as this. America misses girls who can joke about sucking dick. The Me Too movement made it be like, if I joke about sucking dick to a girl who's unwilling participant, I'm sexually assaulting her. Yeah. So for a girl to be like, you got to spit on that thing. Everyone's going, oh, I remember when girls were fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
she seems fun.
She seems fun. They don't do that anymore ever. So we should definitely make her famous.
They used to sing songs about how girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And now
they just want to kill the fun everywhere.
Everywhere there's fun, it's just them. Oh, they either are not there or weren't told about it.
Yeah.
Because you go like, some fun is going on over here. There must be no bitches around.
Yeah.
Like, that's why gay dudes is having parties till 6 a.m. There's no fucking bitches around.
This is how it started. Was just dudes hanging out. There's like, no women have been around. No women have come by
like
here.
4 days.
It's been awesome, right? And they're just like, we got holes too. And they're like, get the fuck out. I didn't even think of that. What if it's not that bad? Like, I know shit comes out of there, but like, not always, not all time.
And they used to just be normal, and then like the ones that got fucked just left there, like, oh man, until next week, boys. Yeah, and like Ralph's talking different.
Yeah. Dude, it's like chicken. It's like chicken and the nig. What happened first? Is it putting the dick in them that turns them into effeminate women like men?
Yes.
Or do you put it in because they are that?
It's got to be the other way around.
You think it's the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Be.
Well, if you think about
Let's call Ty.
Let's
get Ty on the phone and fucking figure this out.
I don't want to get too graphic.
We got to call her a fucking house gay.
I don't want to get too graphic, but I will say this. If I jam something big and bulbous.
Nope. This is where we're going to end the show.
Yeah. But if I jam something big and bulbous in your ass unexpectedly, you'd go, oh, like you, and that's how it starts.
No, I would probably go, how the fuck? First of all, why am I in that situation? Second of all, like...
no, I'm just saying, if we were these guys from the pioneers...
You the pronoun, not you, you.
Yeah, they. They, them. The pioneers, the founders of America, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't go, oh, you wouldn't butch up.
Yeah, you would.
No.
Hold on.
Whoa. I've taken a
big
shit.
We're talking about founding fathers.
Yeah.
George Washington?
Oh, look, blimey. That's what he would do.
No, he's going.
You think so?
Grinding down on wood teeth.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but that just means he's a top.
I don't know, dude. Maybe got splinters and they put a wood one up there.
Yeah. Well,
wood elbows.
We'll let these guys.
Who's the biggest?
We'll let these guys fight over it.
That guy's still yelling in the chat.
Yeah, he's fucking furious.
What a fag.
Totally.
Look at this guy. This guy's name is Dosh Jenny. They're obsessed with you.
Yeah, it's funny. Like,
and they go, it's a lol cow. I go, hold on. It's a cash cow for the guy you're making money for.
Right. You're doing the bidding of another man. You're putting money in another man's pocket.
You're a fag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really.
You're a Bridget.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to start calling them. Bridgets.
Yeah. And by the way, what's funny about it to me.
Shut up, Bridget.
What's funny to me is women's response when they see this, where they're just like, oh my God, like this is highly gay.
Yeah.
Like, we surprisingly, this show, we have a lot of female fans. Like,
So very surprising.
It's a surprising amount. Like it's probably 50% of the fans we've met out in the wild or that have talked with us online are women, and generally older women, like 30s, 40s or whatever, maybe older. But like their response is like, and even my friends that are young chicks who are like based conservative, some of them work in the adult industry, they're like, dude, these guys are fucking faggots.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I was like, you don't even believe in
it too?
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. And they're like, no, I know faggots. And they're like, these are them. And I was like, oh wow.
This is how they look.
Yeah, it's insane.
Hey, the troll thing to do also is this. If you call them out for their faggotry, they'll go, cope harder.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I'm coping with.
Well,
with
even the other day, like
you made a fake account.
Yeah. You made a fake account to yell at a man.
Yeah. I'm coping.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, faggot.
Yeah. It is really gay.
What a fag.
It's really
like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you blocked my account. I'll fucking make another one. No, you don't realize that that's not you winning. Like you go, I'll spend all day making accounts. You're right. You got me.
You got me.
Your kids are in the other room going, where's dad? Your dad's being a faggot on the internet to somebody he doesn't like.
Dude, he may not know now, but 20, 30, 40 years, he gonna feel it.
Yeah, at what point, like whether you think, like, this is what's wild to me is whether you think I'm resilient or whether you think I'm absolutely delusional. Either way, you've spent fucking 14 years on this.
Fucking, you could be a third black by now.
Like, there are dudes like Xander who have dedicated a decade of their life to me. Like, that's gay, bro.
It's also
friends, dude.
Loyal gayness.
Yeah, it's really
at least
it's really gay. And like, by the way, if like we were seething and raging about this whole time, we wouldn't have admitted how funny the Uber commercial thing was. That he did.
Shout out to whoever made that.
That was Xander. Yeah, it was funny.
That was funny.
It's like, yeah, it's like if you guys put the effort into making really funny shit, we'd fucking show it all.
Yeah, we would post it.
I would be like, we fucking retweeted it. I was like, okay, this is objectively fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And by the way, if anything that Mike ever said about me was funny, or that Melton ever said about me was funny, I would probably post it.
Yeah, we would probably.
It's just not funny. It's just lies. It's just lies. Like on Melton's show the other day, he was like, he was like, Denny was always like, I'm gonna sue, like I'm gonna have this free speech lawsuit, and I'm gonna sue Sean John, and then he got fired from Sean John, and then he had this like lawsuit, this free speech lawsuit, and I texted him and I go, bro, that's a fucking lie. I go, first of all, I wasn't fired from Sean John. I worked from Sean John and was recruited away by a finance company that is the company that fired me 3 months in, and that I sued for wrongful termination and settled with out of court 18 months later. So like won the case. What is this narrative that you're pushing that is like that I was like a premeditated litigious person? Like, I go, you're inventing bullshit. And I go, this is why there's no peace treaty in the works with you and I, because you're a fucking faggot.
He's a liar.
Yeah, you're a liar. And again, you're just making shit up. Like, that's what I thought was funny. Zumach the other day was like, Denny's just loyal to whatever brand.
Should I mean with these people?
Yeah, but he's like, Denny's just loyal to whatever brand he's with. I go, brand? Who? What label am I under? I don't work for nobody else. What brand? I'm the only nigger in this whole game that has any fucking integrity. Chad Zumach will be like, Kevin Brennan's a faggot. I hate him one day. And then he'll be on his show the next day and they're both calling someone else a faggot. And like, look at him with his 9 views. We've got 11. It's like, you guys are all gay. This is all so gay. And if you're participating in it, you're a bigger faggot.
I like the people that give the honest feedback, like they're paying attention or they're involved.
Yeah.
It does make you feel like, oh, we are talking about something. And then go, let's check the chat. And it's just
now we're talking about this.
It's 40 fucking messages from the same loser. Like,
yeah,
you motherfuckers better listen to my fake account I made this time.
Copes.
See? Yeah. Dude, that's what they do.
But bro, I gotta be honest. You're one of like 5 people in here, and you're like 200 of the comments in a 2-hour show. Like,
chill out, bro.
Like, what's your job?
Are you arguing with the other people in the chat?
Yes, he is, of course. Yeah, this guy's a troll. Consistently disloyal, LOL, to everything but the truth. Furthest from a sellout out there. Well, what have I sold out? What have what opinion have I pretended to have to make my life better?
No, he's complimenting you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Read it again.
Consistently disloyal, LOL, to everything but the truth. Furthest from a sellout that there is. I don't know what that means.
He just complimented you.
Disloyal, consistently disloyal. I don't know what that means. No,
somebody else said it.
It's a backhanded compliment.
No, somebody else said it. He's disloyal. So he said, Denny's consistently disloyal, LOL, to everything but the truth.
Yeah. Okay. I could be wrong about that.
And then he said, furthest from a sellout there is.
Oh, he goes, yes, I am complimentary. Well, now I'm even more suspicious.
Skills, I read that correctly.
Yeah, maybe you did.
Right? Am I tripping? Answer me.
Yeah, by the way, if I were a grifter or a sellout or whatever, I would do things that are beneficial to the brand that conflict with I would be veto. Right. Like, I would be doing pro wrestling shit, like talking about this bullshit at the front of the show to get viewers and clicks and rage engagement.
It said Carl got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Skills.
See? I know our people. Yeah, I know when they're talking.
No, but you know, like
you just be on edge.
No, right now.
Motherfuckers be talking. You be like, oh, really? Well, go fuck yourself, because I'm only reading half of that. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, slow down. Yeah. He was complimentary.
But I didn't see the previous comment that said I'm disloyal.
I gathered context clues.
Yeah, I'm loyal. Yeah, and I'm definitely loyal to a fault. Like, it doesn't.
That's why he's laughing.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit me to be friends with Gavin McInnes.
Right.
Like,
in any way.
No. I actually put more money in Gavin's pocket in the 2 years we worked together than he put in mine.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't necessarily it was beneficial in the sense that opened us up to a new fan base, made us a bunch of new fans, let me go on the road and tour, helped me get my hour ready to do. And I'm thankful for all of those things. But like, there's also another side of like, you're forever attached to this guy who a lot of people think is the new Hitler. And that's got to be part of your life now too. So like, when people Google me and they see the correlation, they're like, oh, so like, well, you're friends with like a really well-known Nazi. And I go, it's a little reductive. Like, we have to unpack that. It's a little off base. But yeah, he's my favorite Nazi. He's not a Nazi, but
dude, he's not Nazi enough.
Yeah. By the way, that's what his own fans think of him. He's like, dude, if he only hated the Jews more, we'd like you more, guy.
Right, dude. They, like, in the comments, they're like, here he goes with the fucking Jew defense.
Yeah. And he's
like, I'm gonna unsub.
And we give him credit all the time that we're like, hey, dude, like, his take on Israel is probably one of the best takes that people have on Israel, in my opinion.
Well, not on Israel, on Jews.
Yeah, on Jews. Yeah.
Israel is definitely in the fucking. Yeah. He's definitely like, why are we giving money to these fucking Jews? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll get out of here. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what we got. Hey.
Oh, that works.